Step 3. Become a certified Scrum Master. After you have an understanding of the methodology other than Scrum, and you have also lived and breathed Scrum for a while, I recommend 6 months to a year, but it all depends on your aptitude. The next step is to become a certified Scrum Master. There are 2 bodies I recommend to get your certification from. These are trusted bodies as they were set up by the founders of Scrum: Scrum Alliance and the Psm Certification. The first certification is the Certified Scrum Master (CSM) course from Scrum Alliance. You have to take a training course with one of the officially authorized training centers before you can sit the exam and get this certification. On this course, you will be given an overview of the Scrum rules, get to ask the trainer questions, and finally, you will be tested on what you have learned. You will see that you have lived a lot of what you discuss, but the trainer will help you to understand the what-ifs and answer questions such as, how do I get buy-in for Scrum in my organization? The test is usually based on what you are taught on the course and should therefore be straightforward. Note: there are numerous organizations that offer this certification, but I recommend you stick to Scrum Alliance via one of the official training centers or scrum.org. I personally got certified after 3 years of working in Scrum teams. Back then, the course had no test, just a pledge to follow the Scrum rules. We stayed in a hotel with excellent refreshments. On the 2-day course, the trainer explained the foundation of Scrum and the goal of enhancing the team's productivity. We reenacted the Scrum time boxes, daily Scrum meeting, sprint planning meeting, sprint retrospective, and sprint review, and we were coached on how to improve them. In one example, I remember that we were given the sprint goal of creating a marketing pamphlet for a dog's home. Weird, I know. We worked as a team to discuss the product, create a backlog of requirements, stories, prioritize them, and task them up before working on the most important ones first. I got into a debate around the fact that I thought the top priority was to research the facts behind the pamphlet, so at least then the brand was tied to some form of reality. My team member argued that a good-looking pamphlet was far more important than substance because at least it would leave the shelves. In the end, the team agreed with him, so I decided to let the team go forward and let the proof be in the demo we were about to do, which of course I would let him have the pleasure of doing. It so happened that my team member began well, but when questioned, immediately became tongue-tied. The problem was that since there was no real substance to the pamphlet, he had to make answers up as he went along. That day, I learned that in Scrum teams, every member needs to make his or her opinion count. Most importantly, I learned the value of sensible prioritization. Needless to say that I left the course with a Scrum CSM certificate and I was certified. Note that this training usually costs circa $1,000. Scrum.org and the Psm Certification. Scrum.org offer the opportunity to take the Professional Scrum Master Certification, PSM, without undergoing training in a classroom. At the time of this document's writing, the cost of sitting the PSM-1 exam is around $100. Both the CSM and PSM exams are recognized in the industry and backed by the founders of Scrum, so I can recommend either. The beauty of the PSM qualification is that you can learn Scrum in your own time, either online or in a classroom, and then sit the exam whenever you like.